Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high, cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live, somebody. Let's go.
Good morning. Good afternoon and good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys are all doing well out there. Hope this show finds you in great spirits. We have some breaking news, guys. We have some breaking news. It's great news, to be completely honest. It's great news. Still heartbreaking nonetheless, but it's still breaking and still good news nonetheless. How do I say this? We have somebody who has been detained in connection to the unaliving of Maria Gonzalez. Now, if you don't know who I'm talking about, which I did a pop-up video to that, please go and check that out when you can. Brought awareness to this, brought this story up, wanted to get the word out as quickly as I could. But shout out to the wonderful people on X or Twitter, formerly known as X, or formerly known as Twitter, because without y'all's help, I probably wouldn't have seen this today. So I wanted to hop on here and give you guys a quick heads up, a quick breaking story. I'm not going to be on for very long, but I wanted to give you guys this fresh. This is the reason why I'm doing it live, because I don't have time this morning, but I wanted to hop in here and give you guys the fresh news right now. It's still, no matter what, good news. It is terrible, of course, what has happened here, but we do have someone in custody, which we are going to be talking about here in just a minute. So please do me a favor, some housekeeping really quick. Hit that like button down below. Hit that reaction button. If you're watching on Facebook, hit that reaction button as well. If you're watching on Facebook and you want to let people know about this, please share this feed as well. That would really, really mean a lot. Same thing to you guys on YouTube. You could go on X and repost this this breaking news piece here, okay? And also, if you haven't done it yet, please hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Don't forget to hit that follow button on my Facebook page if you're watching on Facebook. All right. It'd be great to have you a part of the Pascal Show family. Anyway, let's get into it. We got to get into this story. We got things to talk about and things to do today. All right. As much as for y'all, I'm sure this is going to be a lazy Saturday for y'all, but it is not for me. So I got to give you guys this update really, really quick, but just so that you understand what's going on. There is a 11-year-old, or there's an 11-year-old that lost her life just a little bit ago. Her name is Maria Gonzalez. She sent a very cryptic text message to her father, where her father was saying that in the text message, she said, "There's a stranger at the door." He had just left for work about 30 minutes beforehand, and he received that text. He told her, "Don't open the door. I'm at work," kind of thing. She said, no worries, or, that's fine. I am in my bedroom. He goes back home, or actually he calls some of his family members that actually live in the same apartment complex to go check on his daughter, on Maria. They go to the house, or they go to the apartment. They see that the door is unlocked. They go through the apartment, but they don't find Maria. So, of course, they tell the father. He comes back after work, or several hours later. He walks into the house, or into the apartment, looks everywhere, and finds her in a bag, in a laundry basket underneath his bed. Now, there has been some press conferences and all that talking about what happened to her. Who is this person? Who could possibly be this monster that did this? Some people were speculating that it could be the father, but his alibi apparently checked out. The things that he said checked out. Other people were asking about the family members. Some of these family members were willingly surrendering their DNA, samples of their DNA, so that they could be released from a list of possible assailants in this situation, of possible monsters in this situation. So all of us are sitting here going, who could this possibly be? If relatives have been taken off the list, if the father and his alibi checks out, who could this possibly be, right? Well, they had a press conference and they basically said that there was a person of interest. And so I want to make sure you guys see this. So let me pull his photo up here, or at least this is what they presented at first. So let me show this to you guys really quick. And this is the man that they were looking for. Okay. Now, how he is connected to this whole thing, it's very, I don't know. It's very interesting. His name is Juan Carlos Garcia Rodriguez. So when they first put this out, they were saying, hey, we are looking for this particular individual. Now, there's other reports saying some very interesting things about Juan. All right. But let's get into this article here really quick. Because, of course, they're quick to go sit there and say, oh, certain details about him to me don't matter. They don't. Because and I'll explain here in a second. They don't, because there's plenty of monsters on this side of the pond. All right. There's plenty of monsters across the border living in plain sight now and acting like, they're kind and sociopathic mentalities, if that makes any sense. A wolf in sheep's clothing, if you will. But I digress. Let me just get into this piece really quick. Let's get into this article, because this will explain a little bit more. But this particular individual, Juan Carlos Garcia Rodriguez, has been arrested for capital M of Maria Gonzalez. So let me blow this up for you guys. Please say Juan Carlos Garcia Rodriguez, 18. He's 18 years old, y'all. Man, has been charged with M in the demise of Maria Gonzalez. This is the photo that they had of him. Of course, thanks to I Am Legacy, we have a little bit better photo that I just showed you guys. So on Friday, police identified Garcia Rodriguez as a person of interest in the case. Police say investigators were able to obtain information and evidence implicating him to this crime. A warrant was issued for his arrest, and he was taken into custody by Shreveport. He will be extradited back to Texas. So he was in Louisiana when they found him, Shreveport, Louisiana. And now he's going to be extradited back to Texas. Very interesting stuff, right? Now, one second. Let me grab this here, because obviously this is very, very brand new. Just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update on this case. I will say this too, before, as I'm looking at this, pulling up this other article, I am thankful on how quickly they were able to find this monster, this alleged monster. Okay. I'm very thankful that they were able to find this monster this quickly. I thought that it was going to take a little bit more time, but it was pretty damn fast how quickly they were able to get this guy. And I'm gonna be real. I'm here for it. I am definitely here for it. 1 second, guys. Come on. So just a little bit more backstory, or a little bit more information here. Obviously, we already know that the person of interest was identified and he has been detained as of now, but this is just a little bit more information here as well. All right. All employees of the apartment complex, including the maintenance staff, have fully cooperated with law enforcement in ongoing investigation. Presently, no indications suggest their involvement in the tragic accident. A significant lead has emerged during the investigation, and authorities have identified 18-year-old Juan Carlos Garcia Rodriguez as a person of interest in the case. During the processing of the crime scene, investigators discovered a single key within the apartment. This key was subsequently collected as evidence and subjected to scrutiny by crime scene experts. Regrettably, the key did not unlock any doors within the victim's residence. Further details reveal that the young girl's remains were found in a bag. We already know that part. The basket was discreetly placed under a bed inside the residence. And I heard there was reports saying that it was 2 bags, that she was in 2 bags, and then of course in a hamper under a bed. Some reports in the very beginning were saying that she was underneath her own bed. Some other reports are saying it was under the father's bed. So I haven't really gotten the full, like, which one is which, right? But now we're just hearing a single bag, all right? And that she was found in this basket underneath a bed. At least we know that piece. Collaborating closely with the Institute of Forensic Sciences, investigators are analyzing various pieces of evidence to unravel the circumstances of this heart-wrenching crime. Of course, now there has been an arrest made. So the individual in question, Garcia Rodriguez, was residing within the same apartment complex as the victim. However, he is no longer on the premises at the time of this report. So law enforcement encourages community members who possess information pertaining to this case to come forward. Crime Stoppers offers, of course, now we already know at this point that this individual has been detained. He has been brought in. Now, I'm wondering, because they said, where is it? Where's that part? Boom. The key. Let's talk about this apartment key real quick. Maybe they were able to scrub it or something, get some sort of DNA or fingerprints or something. Or that they realized that, okay, of course, this key did not unlock any of the doors in Maria Gonzalez's house or apartment, right? Maybe they were able to take this single key and look at it and test it or run it by the maintenance and maybe the apartment complex manager, just to see what this key unlocks. It could unlock another apartment. Maybe they're able to go, hey, all right, this key doesn't unlock these doors, but it unlocks this door. Or I don't know. I mean, to go through and find DNA and go, okay, it's this person that quickly is surprising to me, because usually we hear those things kind of take more time. So I don't see it being that. I think what it is that they took this key and they went and they did their due diligence. They investigated the key and found out that key, and of course, this is me just speculating, that they were able to take that key and go, okay, this unlocks this one. All right. But hopefully they will be doing some sort of press conference fairly soon to give us some updates on how they were able to nab this person. I'm quite curious. But no matter what, I'm going to show you his another face of his real quick. There he is, Juan Carlos Garcia Rodriguez is his name. And he has now been detained. How they were able to find him, I do not know. But this is just breaking news. This is breaking news. We don't know everything as of yet. But no matter what, this is great news. Surrounding a tragic situation, of course. We don't want to hear... I'd rather hear that she's alive and this dude this monster, this alleged monster, didn't do anything, right? I wish we could turn back time and just change everything, because the way she left this planet is absolutely horrifying. But still, they do have somebody in custody now, and he is being extradited back to Texas. Now, there's other unbelievable things that happened to this young girl. And it's still, I can only imagine as a father what the father is going through right now. But I'm hoping that he's getting the swift justice that he rightfully deserves. Again, yeah, Nicole, I agree too. I mean, let's be real. Thank God he's dumb. Thank God he's dumb. Or this might have been an unsolved case. This could be a case that gone cold. So in fact, when criminals or monsters act dumb or do stupid things, allegedly, that's a really great thing, right? That means we get justice quicker. So all you dumbass monsters out here in these streets, keep making mistakes. Please and thank you, so that we can bring you back to justice with the quickness. But at the end of the day, I can't really say much, unfortunately, on the details that they have said about what happened to her and all that. You guys can basically fill in the blanks yourself. It is still terrible news and heartbreaking, to say the least, because she was only 11. And I said this in the pop-up video, but it's frustrating because you got a young girl who doesn't even get to see the full potential of her life. She doesn't get to see herself grow into the young woman that she's supposed to grow into. Nothing like that. If this is the man, I'll show you his face again. If this is the man that they say did these unthinkable things to this young girl, let me just say this. This man, this monster, is very calculating. Very dumb, but he was calculating. He knew the patterns of the father. He knew what was going on. He knew when the father would go off to work, when he would come back home. He knew that his daughter would stay home for most of the day while he was off at work. This is a very calculating individual. This also makes me think of Horde 42. If you don't remember, we just talked about that, Naomi Irion. Horde 42, that other monster, who is even more calculating, more premeditated. That dude, that piece of work, planned that stuff out a month in advance. Probably more. This young monster right here, this alleged young monster right here, sat idly by, watching, seeing the patterns, knowing that there is an 11-year-old girl by the name of Maria Gonzalez living in that apartment. And then he pounced. And what's frustrating is, I'm wondering what he said. I'm wondering what happened, because she sent a text message. Now, this could be a text message that he texted himself. It could have been him acting as Maria, sending the dad a text. But why would he say to the dad in a text message, "There's a stranger at the door"? Why? Wouldn't you see what I'm saying? So in my mind, I'm thinking the first text message was her saying there's a stranger at the door. And then the last text message that she sent out was sent by him saying, "Don't worry, I'm in the bedroom." Now, I could be wrong, but at the same time, it does make you wonder the series of events. How did he get in the house or in the apartment? I keep saying house, but you know what I'm saying. How did he get into the apartment in the first place? He didn't have a key, so she had to have opened the door. So I'm wondering what it was that he said to entice her to open the door. It does make you wonder. And yes, thank you. See, I'm not crazy. I'm thinking the first text was her, and the second one was this dude right here. Okay? Don't worry, I'm in the bedroom. That just seems a little bit weird, right? Just a little bit weird. But then again, I keep asking, what was it that got her to open up the door? There was no forced entry, so you didn't see any dents on the door. It wasn't like they used a crowbar or that he used his body to open up the door, like, ramming his body up against the door to open up the door. There's no damage to the frame of the door or anything like that. So what was it that got him into the house, into the apartment? I'm wondering. Now, one thing I just saw, let me make sure I get this because that's very important, because we are talking about Texas. We are talking about Texas, and I'm Legacy. Thank you so much for the heads up on this as well. Shout out to her for real. But capital M is punishable by life in prison without parole or the ultimate price, the DP. And if they really have their man or their monster, he gonna be looking at some serious time, y'all, or some serious punishment, an ultimate way of leaving this planet. We talking about Texas, y'all. We talking about Texas. All right? This is Texas. So, just a little bit of an update for you guys. All right? Again, Juan Carlos Garcia Rodriguez. He is 18 years old. Apparently, he lived in that apartment complex, the same apartment complex that Maria Gonzalez lived in. He somehow was able to finesse his way, con his way, whatever it was, get his way into the apartment to do this unthinkable thing to this young girl. And he left something behind. Allegedly, he left something behind. A key. My assumption is that it's another apartment key to the apartment complex or in the apartment complex. They were able to do whatever they needed to do a quick deep dive, by the way. And they were able to find out that this key belonged to this piece of work right here. Now, I want to show you guys again what they first initially showed during the press conference, just one more time. Where is that photo? Just so you guys can see it. This is the photo that they showed. 18-year-old monster right here, guys. Living in the same apartment complex as Maria Gonzalez, did this unthinkable thing, left a key behind. I'm assuming that key is what led them to believe that this, or led them to connect this monster to this crime. This key may be the key that opened up another apartment complex, and maybe they realized that Juan Carlos hasn't been around for a little bit. I'm also wondering who else lives in that apartment complex as well. Because I'm sure whoever lives in that apartment complex or in that apartment with Juan Carlos is also sitting here saying, yeah, I haven't seen Juan in a while. I haven't seen him in a minute. And so they were able to put two and two together, put the pieces of the puzzle together, and make a much bigger, hideous photo. And he is a part of that. He was somewhere else now. Tell me you did it without telling me you did it, right? Leave town, leave the state. They found him in Shreveport, Louisiana. Down in the bayou. He was out there, y'all. Not in Texas anymore, but in Louisiana. He has now been detained. May he be tried within the full extent of the law, and let them bury him under the doggone prison, in my personal opinion. Anyway, guys, that is the show. Guys. I appreciate all y'all for being here. Thank you so much. It is breaking news, so please, if you can, share. Let the information get out there. Without him leaving that key behind, there'd be no connection. There'd be no connection, y'all. But allegedly, this piece of work right here is the one that did that to that beautiful little soul, Maria Gonzalez. Let's get swift justice for her. First thing is a good thing. We got him, guys. We got him. So let's see how this story unfolds. But he's looking at the potential of something very bad. He might be looking at the chair or a little bit of a poke as his way of saying goodbye to the world. Crazy stuff, guys. Crazy stuff. Heartbreaking stuff. But hopefully Maria's family will get the justice that they're looking for and get an opportunity to heal. Now's the time to heal, and now's the time to continue pushing towards that justice that Maria rightfully deserves. Anyway, guys, that's the show. Thank you guys so much for being here. Hit that like button down below. Hit it. Please share this feed if you can. All right. Let other people know who have been listening or following this case. We do have someone detained, which is great news. And please do not forget, if you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. If you're on Facebook, crush that follow button as well. That'd be greatly appreciated. Anyway, it is time to get going. Have a great Saturday, guys. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I'll see you guys very soon. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.